how do you personally deal with the child stuff? How do you deal with the special victim unit cases? I mean, they've got to be horrific.
Yeah.
Mentally, how do you deal with that?
So better than I ever used to.
Okay.
So actually, after those 3 cases, I had an intern working with me at the time, and she had been on a couple of those with me, and so the department's like, "Angela, it's not normal to have these many cases like this. In 5 months, you gotta go see a counselor." And they sent her with me to the counseling appointment because 'cause she'd also seen him.
Mm,
So we should both go to the same counseling appointment together. Well, I'm not gonna talk about any of that in front of her, right?
right.
And the counselor was an idiot anyway. She knew nothing about what we do, right? And I don't she's probably a great person. But cops need to talk to people who understand the work we do. Firefighters need to talk to people who understand the work we do. So she's like, "Oh, you have great coping skills. You have a really great sense of humor. You're so funny. You deal with this stuff really well." And that's the way I did that for several years, right? I could laugh things off. I could pretend like stuff didn't bother me. And the reality is it does. It changes who you are. It changes when I started having kids, it changed with what I would allow them to do, who I'd allowed to be around them. But I was smart enough to know that I went to a couple sessions like that. There crazy things happened in my career where I was forced into counseling. But when I got into counseling on my own and I got in with somebody who really knew what I was doing
Mm,
when I was laughing and joking about this stuff,
mhm,
it was amazing. So I've done counseling off and on for about 15 years. I've done traditional therapy. I have done EMDR therapy. The last one I did was art. It's accelerated resolution therapy. And I'll still go back if I need to. If I need to go to counseling, I absolutely will go to counseling. One of the things I think that helped me dealing with those cases is I told people there was nothing greater than being a hero to a child. And that like motivated me, like to be able to be a voice for those kids and to tell their story, even for the ones who could tell their story, but maybe couldn't go forward, but I could be their voice. That motivated me through my entire career. And I always tell people also that this is who God created me to be. He absolutely gifted me with something that I know that not everybody has. I was able to come home and kind of turn off a light switch. Not that it didn't affect me. I'm not saying that. But I didn't have nightmares about this work. I didn't wake up, going, "Oh my gosh, that poor scenario," or I just was really motivated to keep doing better and to keep doing more. And he just continued to pour out blessings on my life. I mean, between my husband and my kids, I was a guilty working mom, but I, I have an amazing husband that I've been with for 29 years. I have 2 adult kids who are amazing human beings. We didn't mess them up. But God was so integral in all of that for me. So I think that helped me. And then one of the things I tell people all the time, at the end of the day, I'm only in control of what I can do. Like I only get to control that. I don't get to control what the prosecutor's office does. I don't get to control what the jury or the judge does. And at the end of the day, when I go home and lay my head on my pillow, I need to know I did everything I could that day.
mm,
And that brought me so much peace.
yeah.
Every day I go home, I still know I've done everything I could do at the end of that day.
Mm.